Classes in session, this is the show where knowledge is profit, just so you know. Army Piper, OC Guy, and Trade Fly, bringing crypto news to the whole alumni. It's the word on the market, the one-stop shop for the info you need every time that it drops. The go-to show that you need right now. This is Piper Academy, it's all going down, let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to Piper Academy. I am your host, Army Piper. We got a great show lined up for you today. Michael Saylor just bought more Bitcoin. We've got a look at an altcoin season possibly about to launch off, and special guest Alex O Crypto, plus a $100 giveaway for the Academy alumni today, guys. Let's get it, all that and more today on Piper Academy. Classes in session. Guys, welcome to Piper Academy. I'm your host, Army Piper. We come at you every Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, and markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. But I am not alone today. It is Friday, and I've got the audience in the chat. I've got Tradefly and OC in the panel, and a special guest, my boy, my brother, the man. Nope, that's the wrong chart. It's Alex O Crypto. There he is.
What's
Told you I'm off today,
guys?
man. I'm way off today. Alex O, what's up, bro? How you been, man?
Man, I've been busy with baby stuff, but you know what? It's always an honor and a privilege to come and hang out with you guys because, you know, I got my twinsy here. I got my fellow coworker here, OC Guy now. And obviously you guys are family. So, you know, it's always a privilege to come and hang out with you guys and look at this market.
I got to show you. Hold on. I actually made myself a filter just so that I can fit in with you and Tradefly, because you guys are just, you know, so much better looking than I am. Hold on. Let me find it here. I've got one. I promise. Let me, where is this guy? Oh, he's not even here. Not even here. I had a filter on here. Just so that I can hang out with the pretty boys, and it's not working for me. So I do have an alumni cap though. I have an alumni cap. So yeah, I've been playing with some filters on here. I got a lot of new filters. It's pretty funny what I have. So, but today, guys, we're going to talk about altcoin season, which means you got to get those laser eyes on, because we might have some evidence in the charts that are saying it's time to go. So I don't know. We'll have to jump in and check that out in just a moment. But Alex O Crypto, bro, it's been so long since we've had you on. It is great to have you here, and shout out to all the alumni. Tradefly, welcome from bed to show in 5 minutes. How you doing? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. I promise. OC, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Hey, Alex, Crypto, great to get to know you. Long time no see.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while.
So you guys do a show like a lot every day together, don't you? Alex O and OC see each other just as much as OC and I. So, Tradefly, did you fix your mic, bro? Nope. You might have to reboot, and we'll just continue on. I'll start into the news. Guys, let's go jump into the news. I want to get this stuff out of the way because we got some economic data that came out, and then we'll come back. We'll show some Bitcoin chart, talk about why it's been moving. And I'm curious, Alex O, to hear what you had to say, because last week I was talking, or earlier this week, I was talking about a price level from my TA that someone in the chat said, I just watched Alex O and he said the same level you did with totally different TA. So yeah, so we're going to talk about that level that we may be pulling back to. But first, let's get over into the news and let's talk about that, because you know, that doesn't even want to move. It doesn't like me right now. I can just do it this way. Let's get into the news. Let's do that. That is not the news. Guys, I don't know what's going on today with my my mouse. It does not want to work for me. Tradefly's voice is not working. My mouse is not working. I don't know. It's just my Stream Deck works, so I can go here and talk to you guys. Give me 1 second and I'll get the news up. But I will tell you guys this, that the current levels that we're looking at right now on Bitcoin is in a range that we've been in for a while now. Trade fly while I Alex O, while I get my chart going. You want to go ahead and show your
Let's
Bitcoin
go, man.
chart?
I'm ready. Yeah, let's go. So while he gets his chart ready, guys, I mean, we're prepared always when we are asked to come on to this amazing show. So what I can see here, simply with Bitcoin, is that we have been pushing up nice and beautifully up to this high here, but once we've made this double top, I am looking for some sort of correction back to around 64,500 and then a continuation eventually, but more pain to come beforehand. So I mean, I'm a short-term trader, but I always prepare for what's coming my way. So right now we can simply see that with this sort of correction coming down, I am simply looking for an ABC kind of 1, 2, 3 in the place to be. But for now, it's like, let's let the dust settle, because like I always suggest to my community is that like a week like this, sometimes it's best to take it off for your P&L, because it can end up wrecking you. You got this big ass blowout top here. And if you really wanted to look at it, like, and you take out that, you can see like we are kind of making like an inverse head and shoulder somewhere within here, which I was looking at today. For some continuation, even on market side over here, for some continuation with your anchor and trigger wave to kind of push us up. But I do believe we have another leg down to cause the maximum pain, right? Because fear and greed, I always check it's around 70 right now. And, I think that's a little bit too high. If we were to just rip from here, I don't think there would be enough pain. I look for pain to be caused, and then for them to get us while we're sleeping, right? So we've been really chopping sideways here and getting everybody really asleep within the last, like, how long has this range been? 91, 92 days or something, ever since May here. So this has been painful to say the least, but as a trader, this is a delight because we love a good range and we're able to take advantage of that. So that's kind of where I'm at with Bitcoin, looking for the correction back down to around 64,500, and hopefully after that we can get a little bit of a rip upwards. But I'm curious to see what you guys are looking at as well.
I think I fixed that echo also, and I have a mouse, and I've got a lot to say about that, especially those ranges. So let's go ahead, jump over to the news. I can do that now. I can do news now, and then we'll jump into those charts, guys.
Awesome.
Taking a look here at news. Fear and greed index is at 74. It's Friday, man. We don't care. We are traveling on today, guys. We have fear and greed today sitting at 74. It's high, guys. It's still in greed. We're almost 1 point away from extreme greed. Let's jump over here and take a look at the crypto bubbles on the daily. We are still seeing some red, a lot of it, but not up 19.3%. We also got Uniswap up 9.2, AKT up 5.5, and Toncoin, which we just talked about on the show earlier this week, possibly looking for a 40% move on Toncoin. We talked about that, guys. It's up 6.2% today in a sea of red. Bubbles of green are showing. On the hourly, though, we are starting to get a turnaround here on a lot of data that came out this morning. So maybe we will see a weekly close that's a little bit stronger. Let's jump over to the liquidation, see how those are looking. In the past 24 hours, 44,848 traders were liquidated. The total liquidation is 95.4 million. Not a big number. What does he do? I don't know. Looking at the largest single liquidation order happened on OKX, it was ETH, valued at 839,000. So very low liquidation numbers today. Looking at these prices though, guys, this is the data that we just got in this morning, and it is the export prices and import prices. This is bullish data, and here's why. Export prices down 0.6%. Okay, that was consensus to be neutral, forecasted to be up 0.3%. Import prices down 0.4%, was previously almost 1%, forecasted to be at 0.1%, and for consensus to be 0.1%, forecast to be 0.7%, down 0.4%. Why does that matter? Because that means that the import prices were not as high. Very possibly could translate to lower inflation. That is some of the data we got. And then here in about 20 minutes, 19 minutes right now, we're going to be getting this Michigan consumer sentiment, and they're actually showing that this is going to be higher. Now, we all know that the sentiment of the buyer, of the consumer, the American person, is not higher than it previously was. We actually are probably more bearish this month about the economy than we were last month about the economy. This is actually saying the opposite of that. We know these numbers are skewed, but at the end of the day, we also know that this is what the big money, smart money, we'll call it, this is what they're looking at. Data like this. This is why they and how they make their decisions of what they're going to do. So we're going to be looking at that data here in about 19 minutes, guys. And then also jumping in here, guys, MicroStrategies reveals pricing for convertible note offering. You guys remember yesterday we talked about this. I said $500 million buy is what he was looking to do, possibly getting up as much as $600 million. And let's go down, take a look at what he actually did. MicroStrategies provided a pricing of its offering of $700 million of 2.25% convertible senior notes for his company. This offering is expected to close on June 17th. So he is going to take $700 million and he's going to sell those convertible senior notes, get that money, and then he's going to turn around and flip this into Bitcoin, guys. The net proceeds will be roughly $687.8 million, and it intends to use the proceeds to acquire additional Bitcoin along general corporate purposes. Let's jump over here and let's talk that one out real fast, and then we're going to go take a look at, hey, Sky High. It's no. I love it. I love it. Let's talk about this for a second. Is Michael Saylor the biggest degen or what when it comes to Bitcoin? Is he crazy buying at these levels? Do you think he could buy a little bit cheaper? Alex, we'll go with you first.
His conviction is has really led the industry. And I think the thing with Saylor is his time horizon, right? His time horizon is a lot different than a lot of ours. So I mean, as he keeps on gobbling them up, I mean, it just shows to other people that, you know, this is here to stay, and that's important for retail such as us. So I think that's important to note. And I mean, he's going to do what he's going to do, and we need people like him in our industry. So I like it.
Absolutely, yeah. Trade Fly, you got Mike?
I don't know. Test.
You got Mike, bro. What's your thoughts on this with Michael Saylor, man?
Let's go. Let me tell you, I have no thoughts because the whole time I actually logged out, restarted my computer, and was troubleshooting the entire time you were going through that news article post. Let me guess. Michael Saylor bought more Bitcoin. Is that part of the story?
No, he's going to actually buy $700 million worth of Bitcoin. Actually, about $687 million worth of Bitcoin sometime around June 17th. So,
yeah, that sounds about right. And we kind of talked about that, I think, yesterday. So his end state, we talked about that a little bit. His end state is to own the most Bitcoin he can, period. Doesn't matter the price getting there. He's bought some of the tops. He's bought some of the bottoms. He's bought in the middle, bought all around. He just buys. I think he is, it's almost like he's got a little personal game going on with BlackRock here. They're kind of going back and forth before, like, to see who can actually say that outright. That's his end state. So yeah, man, he's going to be a very wealthy man.
that is very, very true. Yeah, yesterday what we were talking about was $500 million. That was the initial. Now it's closer to $700 million. So that's, what's a couple $100 million? OC, would you be buying right now, or do you think that we're going to be looking at some lower levels coming in?
So I'm getting ready to buy. In fact, I'm looking at my oscillator, the 4 hours, and I mean, despite one of my entry points should be already in, I'm moving a little bit careful just in case we have a little bit of a pullback or a little bit more pain. I do see a possible reversal to a 62, 60-ish K in the worst case scenario in the short term, which is not that bad at all to keep pumping up, right? I mean, as long as we stay above 66, I'm fine with it. And as soon as we break to the zero line, I mean, I will be jumping in because we have a couple of of targets there. Oh, come on. I don't have my hand. Well, but I have something better that you don't. Here we go.
Love it. Look, hey, he just said, and Alex, I think you actually retweeted. Oh, he's got the cowboy hat. Watch out. Canadian Cowboys. I think you talked about it earlier on X, Alex. Though you retweeted that he said he's going to continue buying till when?
till till he's gonna continue buying the tops, man, forever. I mean,
I think it was like $6 million Bitcoin
care.
or something like that. He said even if it's $6 million
$8 million,
Bitcoin, 8 million, that's what it was.
Or something.
Yeah, it was insane. He's like, I don't care if it's $88 million, I'm going to be still buying Bitcoin. So, hey, shout out to him. But why is it dumping? That's the big question right now that everyone wants to know. We know that we had that. We know that we have that economic data, but there's some other things going to capitulation. Let's jump over here and go through these articles real fast, and then we'll jump into the Bitcoin chart and talk that one out. Let me fix that. There we go. Cool. And then let's go to the news. All the news that's fit to be news, guys. Here we go. Taking a look here, guys. Bitcoin falls with equities. So it's not just crypto. Equities are also falling as markets position for a single Fed rate cut this year. That is the big reason that everything is falling right now. And if we go down here and look, market realignment for a single U.S. Federal Reserve rate cut this year has dragged Bitcoin and equities lower. So it's not only crypto. You can't say crypto's being targeted. This is affecting everything, and this is all from Jerome Powell talking this week on Wednesday when he said it's very likely that we won't see any rate cuts this year. And then the investor market, their sentiment, they said 1, and now they're cooking that in, and equities and crypto both taking falls after that. However, after a recent rate cut by the Bank of Canada, shout out to you, Alex O, and the European Central Bank, the markets do expect that there will be one from the U.S. this year. The U.S. Central Bank's more hawkish tone impacted equity markets, and Bitcoin has mirrored their downtrend by declining over the past day. Futures ticked lower after this week's Federal Open Market Committee meeting, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average futures dropped 0.63. S&P down 0.33 on pre-market. And then, so we got that. We got the economic data. But this is one that we've been talking about for a hot minute on here. We've been talking about this hash rate ribbon, and we're getting ready to jump over to that chart and look at that because it may not be that. Let me go to quad cam. It may not be the hash rate ribbon that we've been talking about. They're talking about it here. Yes, it is in capitulation, but they actually think that it's some other things. It's not so much that they're selling off, it's that they are capitulating due to their mining rigs. So let's jump in and just see what they're actually talking about here, and then we'll show you that indicator and we'll talk about it. Despite the drop in hash rate, Bitcoin miners selling isn't correlated with the Bitcoin price drop from 71,000 to 66,000. Bitcoin's hash rate has broken down from an 18-month uptrend, suggesting the start of potential Bitcoin miner capitulation. For those that don't know, mining capitulation is when the Bitcoin miners stop. They start selling their Bitcoin, or they slow down on their mining rate, and that causes capitulation. When people see that, it tends to shake the price of Bitcoin, which is what we've seen. But they're not selling off so much this time. It's actually due to equipment. Following an 18-month uptrend, Bitcoin's true hash rate fell to around 600 exahashes per second. The hash rate is used to measure how difficult it is for miners to mine Bitcoin. The breakdown from the uptrend could signal that some Bitcoin mining firms are selling their Bitcoin, which is what we previously thought here on the show. But according to this, it's not really what's tanking Bitcoin. Despite the drop in the hash rate, mining firms haven't been selling a significant amount of Bitcoin. Bitcoin miner flows to cryptocurrency exchanges fell from a monthly peak of about 15,470 on May 21st to only 7,239 on June 13th. So within a month, almost 50% drop in the sell rate there to those exchanges. Bitcoin price doesn't seem to be caused by that miner capitulation, though. What they think it is because ASIC miners are shutting down. The decline in Bitcoin's true hash rate could be attributed to mining firms turning off their older generation ASIC chips, mining rigs, which has become unprofitable since the difficulty increased at the halving, and that's what we're seeing now. They do believe that by 2025, that we will be up to a 700 exahash rate. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that means on the chart, and then we'll break that down for you guys so that you guys can get an understanding here. So let's look over here. This is the hash rate ribbon indicator that they're talking about, guys. This is the Caprioli. You can find it by going into indicators and just put in Bitcoin hash ribbon, and you'll find this. I did some changes to the settings, and I will be given a class in our members group to show them how to set their chart up this way if they like this one better than the original. But this right here is what they're talking about. Here on the week of 13 May, right there, that red dot was when we went into capitulation, and you can see all the gray circles. That means they're in capitulation. Typically, this happens when Bitcoin miners are selling off Bitcoin, or when they just aren't mining as much. And that's what that article was talking about. Those ASIC miners, mining rigs are not giving enough oomph with that difficulty of the calculations that happened after that halving. So they shut them off. They just can't do the work. They got fired, if you will. So what we're watching for here is we're going to be watching closely for a green bubble to pop on here like we did here. That would be the buy indicator that we're looking for. Now, mind you, on this one here, we did have a green bubble print. And then we went down about 14% here, I think is what me and Crux looked at yesterday when we were talking about this. But on previous times that we've had this, let's go back here and take a look. We had one that printed here, and it led to this massive uptick. We had one that printed back here, and that led to this entire uptick to the upside. We had one that printed back here. And that led also to a massive move to the upside. So we're going to be really watching closely. When you have only one that led to a downside move right here, that turning green here with that many that have resulted in positive price action, going to be super bullish. And that's one of the things we're going to be watching for there, is that. And so, guys, may not actually be that they are selling off their Bitcoin. They're just shutting a lot of rigs down that are no longer workable. That is what I got for the hash ribbon and the articles. I do have one more article for later on, but let's get into some TA. Let's get into some talks because we still got a giveaway. We're giving away $100 in Ondo today to an alumni member, our beautiful alumni people. But before we go any further, TradeFly, would you please do the honor of giving shout outs to the chat, because we got about 50 people in here watching right now. So,
Bro, let's go. I can do this. This list is going to be long and distinguished, though, but let's get it started. So, the Dusty Hunt, Trade Intuition, Reggie Classics, Alexander G, the best mod in the house, C90 for the win, Blackie Chan, Justin Eubanks, going down the list here, Logic Mindsets. I'm scrolling, baby. Magnum DeFi. Did I say the Dusty Hunt? The Dusty Hunt.
You did.
Amy Lives Crypto. How you doing? Let's see. Dave Digital, my man. I already said them. Arson 246. Going down the list, down the list, down the list. This is a long list today, baby. Sorry. And you guys are active in the chat. Kyle Fields, Arson 246. Mike Play, Kyle Fields. Who else we got? Alex O. What's up, dude? How you doing?
My man.
He's right there, by the way. All right. Max H.
He's right there.
And I think that's Aaron. How you doing? I'm still scrolling. Holy moly, guys. The chat is popping today. Let's go. Still going. Still going. Crux of Crypto and Crypto Pollo. Cluck, cluck. How you doing, my man?
Awesome.
And I think that is it. Goodness gracious.
If we missed you, no offense, we love you. But let's jump over. I'm going to take a look at what I'm seeing on the Bitcoin chart, because Alex O talked about his, and I want to show you guys some key levels that we need to be watching here. Looking here at the chart, guys, you can see we're currently again sitting at $66,700. I'm watching for a little bit of a higher level. And one reason why is because we do have the dynamic reactor coming in right now at about 68,002. But if we come over here and we turn on this Bitcoin range, guys, this is going back here quite a ways, and I'll put this on like the 12-hour just so you guys can see it a little bit better. This has pretty much been tops and bottoms of this ranging period here. There's the bottoms that we've been hitting, and on the daily, we are hitting right now on the dynamic reactor, or the 12-hour, I should say, on the dynamic reactor, but on the daily, it's sitting just a little bit below us. There we go. That dynamic reactor, if I turn on this daily dynamic fib, there we go. Guys, that dynamic reactor is coming in right onto the golden pocket, and it's sitting about 61.8. to $62,000, which is a range that Alex has been talking about this week on his show. I heard that's what I heard. Just different way of getting to that finish point. We're both on the same destination, different journeys. So that is one thing that I wanted to show you guys here. And then another one that I wanted to show is if I go in here and I turn on the low to high to low, we have broken below that 786 right now. We're on this midline. You guys see this midline here? If we break this after this rejection that we have on the 786, very likely could be heading down to that dynamic reactor. And again, that dynamic reactor is hitting right there in that golden pocket. Where is the other one that I wanted to show? Yep, that's it. So yeah, I'm watching those levels right now, guys. That is where we're going to be moving to if we break that level. And if we do head down there, that golden pocket range again, 62,000 to 61.8, that ballpark there is where I'd be watching. So let's go ahead and jump over to TradeFly. I know you got some liquidation heat map going for us, right?
I got you, dog. All right, so looking at the liquidation heat map on the 3-day, couple hot spots. This one remains from yesterday, right above 70K, so at about 70,200. You can see it's heating up all the way up to that hot spot at 70,200. So there's a lot of liquidity sitting there, really starting above this last wick here at about 68,650. All right, so from there all the way up, you got some liquidity sitting, but where is the liquidity that is closest to price action? That's probably a little bit closer to 66,200. So 66,200, and then kind of your hot spot at about 65,850. So let's look at that on the charts here and see what makes sense. All right, so 66. Yeah. So I mean, right there, you're looking at about 66,160. Let's just go back, and then that's about 65,9. Okay, so yeah, right under that makes sense, right? So people are going long, and I'll be honest, I'm one of those people. When price action came down to this green area, I bought some. It went up, did its little thing, came back down to this green horizontal level of support right here at about 66,565. I bought again. So I'm just kind of lathering in, and my little gig that I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of buying that support, and I'm just lathering in about $100, $150 at a time. Every time I hit one of these support levels. So that's the game that I'm playing right now. See how that plays out for me, but nothing intraday or scalping, even though these would be nice little setups, especially this one right here. Okay, so you know that when we hit a horizontal level of support, okay, cool, that's good, oversold, but where do I really care? It's only come back and try it out again. So it came back down, we retested that area, but look at the RSI or the prime oscillator, right? That's going up and right. So that shows me this second one has a little bit of strength with that area. So I would expect a little bit of price action off of there in a positive direction. And so that's kind of what we're looking at right now. If it does push up, I would say that it pushes up. So this yellow line right here is the previous point of control. If you go back left, so I kind of talked about it a little bit here. So it's actually this from here to about here is the area that this point of control is from. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, is that the price action will probably push up into that area. I would say about 67, so we'll call it 750. I think you're going to have a little bit of resistance in that area, as well as the dynamic reactor is now working its way down. Remember that typically acts as a little bit of resistance here because we're on the bottom side and it's red. We're starting to trend down just a little bit. So that's kind of what you'll be looking for. You want it to really break this area, especially the 236, and get over top of this dynamic reactor before you can be kind of confident with continuation to the upside. So really critical levels here, 382, 66, 124. That's your area of support that we need to hold because you want to stay in this range. That's really what we're looking for, is to stay in this range. If we break out of it, then you fall down to, oops, there we go. Lock your fibs. Go ahead. Where's Mark Dutch at? There you go.
Lock your fibs, fool.
Yeah, I got it. Don't you worry. But anyways, you'll fall back down to this this previous range right here, and then you'll be looking down, 0.5, 618, 0.65. And again, for me right now, the way I'm kind of adding to the portfolio, I'll be looking at those areas to just kind of lather in. I'll just put about $100 at a time whenever I hit those levels. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'll pass it back to you guys.
Yeah, we just got news. It just came in. Let's jump over there and take a look at it, and then we'll be watching the charts for this to have an effect, guys. But that Michigan consumer sentiment just came out 1 minute ago. Just like I thought, guys. I said, how is this going to be 72? There's no way that people are that bullish with their sentiment on the markets, on the economy. Guys, look, it came in at 65.6. Down significantly from 69.1. So, quite a drop there on the consumer sentiment. The American consumer not feeling very bullish right now. Last thing that I want to bring up here, guys, is we're going to bring up this one chart, and then we're going to get into altcoins because we talked about is altcoin season here. Are we about to see a breakout on alts? First, let's get the sentiment around the panel here. And then, guys, while we're doing this, let me know in the chat. Are you guys bullish or bearish in the short term on altcoins? Alex, what's your thoughts on alts right now?
I'm the bearer of bad news, I guess. So for me, it's like I want to see that rotation really happen to ETH, and I'm really waiting for the ETH ETF to kind of be launched. Also, with Bitcoin, maybe possibly rolling over to that target that you and I have talked about, maybe coming down to 64 or 62, somewhere within that area. That's going to be quite painful for alts, right? So understanding that and that sentiment, and then understanding what's really driving this market. And I think it's institutional money, right? And institutional money right now has their hands on Bitcoin, right? And not much else. So Bitcoin will hold it up, but you can see across the board a lot of alts, except there's the outliers like TON, right? Injective has a little bit of a move, Near and stuff like that. There's the outliers, but nonetheless, it's really like a lot of them are retesting bear market highs, like across the board.
Yep, absolutely. Tradefly, your sentiment on alts, man.
Yeah, I align a little bit there with Alex, and the reason I say that is because there's so many altcoins, right? Like some of them are popping. Ondo looks good, like you said. Injective looked all right. There is altcoins out there that looks good and have moved. Like Bonk. Bonk's up what 9,000%.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's pretty nice. So there are coins, but you guys hear me say this a lot. It's like playing whack-a-mole, right? You just kind of never know which one's gonna pop. But if you're looking at, let's say, Cardano, okay, you're looking at Cardano or Matic, they're not doing that great in comparison to where Bitcoin is over 2023, right? Bitcoin made a pretty nice move and they didn't keep up. And if you look at Bitcoin's price, where it was at, and a couple of years ago when we had the all-time high at like 69K, I think it was a 2021 high if I remember correctly, and you look at the price of where those altcoins were, they have not kept up. They're actually down percentage-wise in comparison to Bitcoin. So you got to be careful. There's projects out there that are good, but this is one of those really like, hey, definitely do your own research kind of deals. And, sometimes you just have to ride the community because some of these coins like Bonk are more community driven than they are, I would say, utility driven, if that makes sense. So ETH, always a good thing. And the ETH ETF, that's on the horizon, I guess, officially. Who knows what's really happening there. But, that one, still has utility. So that's when I say, and I talk to people and they're like, well, I'm new. Like, what should I do with my portfolio? Well, I always say just 25% Bitcoin, 25% ETH, and then, kind of break up. So I would put another 25% in some of your stronger alts, like looking at stuff like maybe Ondo. Ondo looks good right now. What else? We'll just say Injective, since that was the topic of the conversation or part of the conversation there. But you're stronger. You're a little bit, I'll say, mid to higher cap altcoins, and then like you can have your DGen plays there as like your last like 25% if you want. That's up to you, or you can just round it out with your higher to mid cap. So that's kind of why I always say like you want to have a little bit of a diversification in your portfolio, because in crypto, like if you don't get into those alts, if you don't have exposure to some of those altcoins, you're missing out on probably a lot of, I'm not going to say profit, but that ability to kind of maximize some of those profits there. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Perfect. And OC, you want to round it out? What's your thoughts? Bearish, bullish on altcoins, short term?
So I mean, I think right now we're bearish on overall the sentiment, right? On also on altcoins. Why? Because it is expected. In fact, if we look at the steps that we've been following, first we have the halving, right? Then we have the capitulation that's being expected, right? That's step number 2, and then we're gonna be seeing Bitcoin pumping up. And after Bitcoin pumping up, we'll see the rest of the money flowing into altcoins. So far for me, it is not altcoin season right now, and altcoins will be mitigated for whatever might be coming for Bitcoin. Remember that the money is there, but we need that new influx of money to come in, and that new influx of money, when it's institutional money, it will flow through the ETF on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then if it's from, I don't know, new members that are just starting with Bitcoin, most likely it's going to go from Bitcoin in one of the either meme coins, or let's just call them stable coins like XRP or something like that. But that's kind of like the flow that we've been seeing across the the flow that we've been seeing there in the crypto space, right? So I believe that this is a clock we've been taking on time, and I'm pretty excited because despite in what our frat mom says, that we might be breaking the cycle, I do still see that cycle pattern that we could be taking advantage of. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked for what might be coming from Bitcoin and altcoins, but it's not there yet. So for me, it's time to allocate myself on altcoins now that they're not performing as well. So this is the time for me to DCA in on projects that I do believe.
Yeah, and Crux actually just did a sit down AMA with all of the members in Discord recently, and did a portfolio reallocation chat with them. And I may be selling half my Cardano to move over into some other stuff. So on reallocation. So just another perk that you get from being a member. You get access to Crux back there in the background, doing a lot of deep dives and some hard research that you guys probably don't have time for. So another reason to join our membership down below. So guys, let's go ahead and give a shout out first to Kyle Fields. He said his daughter's AAU team accidentally signed up for the boys tournament, and they went undefeated yesterday. So that is, shout out to him, man. That is pretty freaking cool. An accidental success, kind of like our cricket team here in the US. So let's go ahead and let's check out what I'm seeing on the charts, guys, because we may have something that's telling us that we're on the verge of a massive altcoin breakout. Let's jump over there and take a look at what that is. You guys can see here, this is the total 2 on a 2-week chart. What the total 2 is, it is the total of all of the market cap minus Bitcoin. So this is just altcoins here, guys. And taking a look here at what we're seeing, you can see I got a Gaussian channel up on here with it. Where's my drawing tool? I need my drawing tool, please. It's going to be right there, brush. You guys can see that we do have a Gaussian channel on here. We just, you see here back in the background there before, when we turned green, that was bullish, and then the markets took off. We just turned green on the 2-week after the bear market accumulation, I should say, bear market accumulation. We're now green. But I want to show you guys something. I'm going to turn this on here. Let's go take a look at this data. So if you take an arch and throw it on here during this cycle, you can see that we have a nice touch here. We bounce up of it. We break that support level, right? It is now resistance. We come down, we hit resistance, we come back down, hit resistance there, getting support on this arch, right? This parabola, if you will, and then we break out of it, we retest that level, and that is the pump point. When we pumped there, it was 1,350% move in the total market cap of altcoins. Well, let's go to this most recent cycle and see what we have going on here, because we're seeing a similar pattern take place here, guys. We had the support level, we pump up, we break down through it. We do have an outlier right here, so keep that in mind, but we pretty much stay in line with this arch all the way through until we break it and then retest. Just like we had here, we have a retest. Guys, even if we look at this on a 1/3 level, I'm on a logarithmic chart just so you know. That's why this doesn't look so much smaller than this, but this is 1/3, 437%, about 1/3 of the previous altcoin run up. That would put the altcoin cycle, altcoin total two, at $5.1 trillion. Even if we have a fraction of the previous altcoin run up, we are setting up the same patterns we've seen before, and could have a parabolic run of altcoins when this, if this does in fact hold out and follow its normal pattern of action here. Let's jump over here. Let's talk about that, because when you look at this data and you look at the setup, we just turned green on the Gaussian channel, like we said. And then we have this support test of that little cup there, if you will, just like we've had in previous cycles. Now, does this change your short term at all, or do you think we could still go sideways from this before we parabolically run up? And then let's get into what altcoins you're looking at right now after we get done with this. So real quick, Alexo, thoughts on this chart?
I love the chart. I mean, you're so convincing. It's like I just like, okay, like, am I allocated properly and prepared for this, right? And it does
not financial advice,
lie, right? So the TA doesn't lie, and it is the only thing that I'm having difficulty. Like, I love the total 2 and total 3 and taking a look at them, and it's in a beautiful, beautiful bull flag. Like, that's basic, right? So understanding that, it's about timing for me, right? Is this going, because like my timing right now, I'm looking at like mid-July, July, August, like right around there. Yep. So that's where I'm looking for us to finally start moving, right? So I think there's pain ahead, but like,
on that
timing
note,
is the hard part in this industry.
On that note, keep in mind that chart that I showed is 2-week candles. Every candle is 2 weeks. So this could easily be 1 or 2 candles, and we're where you're talking about. So
yeah. So no, I'm smoking the hopium, as they say. You know, I'm ready. But I'm being patient. And I think that's the best.
Yep. Real quick, TradeFly, this chart, your thoughts on it, and then we'll go to OC, and then we'll get into some altcoins. We got a giveaway. It's Friday. We may run over today. It's okay.
Yeah, man. So I don't get too wrapped around the Gaussian channels, but they have played out quite a few times if you go back in history and kind of look at them, right? Historicals are pretty good with it, but you will see, like, when it does flip green sometimes, that there is actually a little bit of a pullback if you go back there and look at them before you actually see that move up. So be careful there. I do want to clear one thing up. I kind of messed up my own allocation that I was talking about. Just had a little bit of a misspeak. So typically what I like to say is 50% Bitcoin, 25% ETH, 25% alts, and then a lower percentage of that alt portfolio would actually go into the DGEM play. So little misspeak there. Just wanted to clear that up. Don't want you guys to have any, bad advice from me, I guess, even though it's not financial advice. But that's typically the portfolio that I roll with. So
I can't take financial advice from a guy who sits in the neon Bitcoin room. OC,
I don't have my financial advisor beanie on. Sorry about that.
That's right. You got to wear the financial advisor beanie.
It's the 4-leaf clover, the good luck hat on. So yeah,
that's it.
Black Clover. It's the name of my. That's going to be the name of my new rock band, Black Clover. There, OC, what do you got for us, bro?
Absolutely. So I can give one single financial advice, which is be careful in the markets. Do not risk the money that you don't have, and remember, nobody is going to be taking care of your money as yourself, right? So other than that, not financial advice. But I believe that we're still within the cycle. We need to be a little bit patient and follow up our strategies, right? Whatever is your strategy. Also, remember that DCAing is a proven strategy to be profitable over time. So whatever you do, watch the Piper Academy, because we're dropping alpha here. Exactly. And also go watch Alex on crypto. Join us on the Chart Prime classes. I mean, education, it is everything. I've sometimes heard us somewhere, I don't quite remember where, that I heard that, all right, if you think that education is expensive, just wait to see how lack of education is going to cost you, right? So, and I've came to understand that whenever you don't know, when you're not prepared, the mistake that you do along the way, they tend to be more expensive and more traumatizing than I would like. All right. So other than that, turning back to you guys.
Yeah, I
just
do
wanna
want
touch
to
on that.
go
Sorry,
ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I
No,
just
go
wanted to
Trade
touch on the
Fly.
DCA thing, man. Like, the more I look at that, the more I believe in it. And I've talked about it a little bit before. So if you guys are new here, if you've been around, then sorry for saying this again. But if you're new here, check this out. If you bought the high in 2021 high, or the 2021 high at 69K, and you DCA'd in all the way down to, what was it, about 16K or so, right? You're probably crying. You're like, oh my God, it's going to zero. I wasted all my money. Once it got up to about $30,000, you were in profit again. And then
Yep.
as it continued, you can keep continuing to DCA in all the way up to time now, and you are definitely in profits, right? So, but if you would have just bought 69K and you didn't DCA in, now you're just below, right? You're at 66K currently. So DCA in, like, it does work. And like, if you look at it and if you do the math yourself, like, it's just proven over time. And for people like me right now, right, in my personal situation, I've gotten very, very busy in life. Like, it's hard for me to trade all of the time because there's a lot of times I don't even have my phone accessible to me throughout the day. So how can I participate? How can I be part of this still? Well, I've had to change up a little bit, right? I've now started to allocate more into just DCAing because that's where I'm at in life right now. So, I am a believer in DCA. Like, you guys should definitely do some research on that. And so I just want to double down on what OC's saying. So that's
Yep.
my 2 cents. Again,
Yeah, and
not
talking
financial
about
advice.
DCA and the Gaussian channel, because you said it doesn't always work. I do want to point out last year in July, actually beginning of August, I was on a show called The Investing Bros. You guys may have heard of them. They're growing like crazy. And I showed everybody that we had just turned green on the Gaussian channel on the weekly of Bitcoin. Even if you don't count this pullback, which I talked about back then, that we could come down to the median of this Gaussian channel, even if you don't include this whole piece here, if you started dollar cost averaging at that weekly point to now, you would be up 127% just off of the Gaussian channel and that call last August 1st of 2023 on Investing Bros when I first brought up this Gaussian channel and was talking about it then. So you'd be up quite a bit. Shout out to Bedredden. He has made it into the show live with us, and he's not always able to get here. So shout out to Bedredden. Great seeing you, man. Alex O, what is your biggest altcoin you're watching right now? What do you think has a good, juicy setup on it? Let's go over to your chart and check it out, man.
Beautiful. Let's go. I mean, why not? Let's do it. Injective, baby. I mean, my community, we have absolutely destroyed this token. I mean, we were getting like long down here, long here, long here, and we've crushed it. So I'm looking for it to come back down to reality right now. My big buy zone here is right around 26,665 that I've been looking for in this beautiful downwards kind of trajectory right now, like a little bit of suppression, right? So what really stands in the way here is this area right up here around $30 to $32, right? When I zoom out on Injective, right, you can see that, clearly we've had that big parabolic move down. We've created that resistance in here, and we want to see it reclaim that $32, $30 before heading onwards and upwards. Now, I do believe the narrative is strong for this, and you can see just the way it has performed as of recently, where it's continuing to make these higher highs and higher lows. So for me, a little bit of a cool off coming back within this range here. Obviously, we want to buy the low, so I'm looking for it to come down to around 26.63, and also I'm looking at Render. Okay, and I think Amy Lives Crypto, shout out to her, was mentioning it when Render bounced. And I mean, Render right now has come down after a very nice move after everything was getting kind of suppressed right now. And I do believe we're at that area where I'll be looking to possibly go long here on render as well. So a lot of things right now kind of bottoming out throughout the industry. And just like you were mentioning, it's hard right now to be bullish, but there's certain projects where you can catch those moves. Like if we look across the space like Matic or anything like this, sorry Tradefly, but looking here, we're back at bear market lows, right? We're retesting these bear market lows. So
Yeah, that's one of the coins I'm talking about. When I was talking about
And
Cardano as well, like that's
yeah,
Matic's one of them. It is. I
ADA,
don't know, man.
ADA, Matic, and Avalanche I bought on June 10th, right? And I'm like, how am I being rewarded for my conviction when we got that dump June 10th, sorry. Yeah, for my conviction when we've really like just came back down, right? And it's painful, but there is winners, right? You go over to Ton, you go over to Injective, Ondo. There's a lot of things that are doing well. Even I was looking at, look at how beat up Near is, and Near was getting that. We had that beautiful move up, consolidation, and then I had a really nice run up here, and now it's just literally come back to retest, back into a buy zone, right? So a lot of these things that you do believe in, you're getting these opportunities. And I'm not going to say it's like your last opportunity, right? Because there will always be an opportunity in this space. It's just, where are you convicted? What research have you done? What projects do you believe in? And then put your money where your mouth is, right? And these opportunities of fear are going to present the biggest returns, right? So I think being a prepared trader is a profitable trader, but also we always stress about being patient as a trader. I think that's important too. Is I'm not looking for any of these tokens to come down and crash through here and try to grab the knife. I'm looking for a nice bottoming pattern that's putting in higher highs and higher lows. If you're getting long after this Near pump, Near comes up, changes structure, and you get long here, you're still making massive gains, but you're a lot less stress-free because you're in a beautiful uptrend here, continuing to take profits along the way. You will get those returns if you're just patient enough to wait for the kind of reversal kind of pattern that we look for as traders, and then get long in that case. And that's what I'm kind of looking for altcoins, man.
Yeah, one of the things that you just said there that's important, and I think that people don't talk about enough, right? A lot of people point out, they're like, hey, here's a buy zone. Here's a place to add. Hey, here's a strategy. Here, let's DCA in. But a lot of people don't teach how to take profits. They don't teach you how to have an exit strategy, right? Because you have those big run-ups. Like, the name of the game, ultimately, we are not investing, to just let it sit forever, right? You're investing to make money. That's why you invest. So like having some sort of strategy of how you're actually going to realize those profits, because at some point you need to realize those profits. That is literally why we are doing this. And, I just think it's very important. So I like that you're pointing out like, hey, like there's just areas here, take profit here, take profit there. Like there's got to be some sort of strategy. Otherwise you could get stuck holding your bag. And somebody mentioned like Luna, right? Like, you probably rode Luna up way up, and then all of that stuff happened, and like you're just kind of stuck holding the bag all the way down to zero. So like it's really important that if you would have taken profits on the way up, that you don't get necessarily stuck holding your entire bag. So just want to kind of comment on that as well.
A shout out to Nick Musgrave. I believe he is from the Alex O Auto Gang. He just dropped a super chat in here for 70 ZAR. I'm not sure what that is, but bro, thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us here on the Academy today and sticking around and listening to us ramble on about what we think, which is, a bunch of
Nick,
nothing.
Solid guy, man. One of my mods. Yeah, I love him.
Awesome. Speaking of super chats, we're getting ready to give some money back here in just a minute. So, OC, actually, Tradefly, let's jump over to your chart real quick. Let's get what your favorite altcoin setup is right now, if you have one, and then OC will be coming to you. So have it ready.
Bro, my man hits me with, let me get your favorite altcoin setup after I got a chart pulled up. Crushing me, dog. All right, AVAX. This is one that I do believe in. Like I said, it does have a lot of good deals in place. And honestly, this is a good setup. And you're sitting at the golden pocket right now, and it's clear support. right? You just go back left on the chart and see where we've hit in support over and over again. I can adjust this just a little bit because I think it's kind of moving on me. But I mean, you got your value area low, you got the golden pocket, all in this area right around $30. Okay. So this, if you're gonna call it a buy zone for Avalanche, this would be it. Just be careful and set a stop loss, right? I would probably put it under the 0.65 personally, because if it falls, it's probably going to fall hard and it'll fall all the way down to the platinum pocket here. So this is an area right now where you should find support with Avalanche. Again, we'll just say it, not financial advice, do your own research, yada, yada. But it could be, you could look at this two ways, right? You could do kind of a intraday, maybe a short-term trade up to the point of control. Because you can see right there's going to be some resistance. You got the 0.5 at about 37, point of control sitting at about 36, and you have the dynamic reactor all in the same area. So as this push up, you should see the dynamic reactor kind of level out just a little bit. So you got three things, we'll say confluence here to look at in terms of resistance. So a little short play up from current levels to about where the dynamic reactor is. Not bad, about a 13% play. In terms of going long and holding long term for Avalanche, let's zoom out just real quick and take a look at that. Let's go to the daily and let's see, like, where's Avalanche been in history? Look, man, it's been up super high. And this is kind of what I was talking about when you start looking at the 2021 highs. Look at this. This is 2021. And like, look where AVAX is in comparison to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's back up here. AVAX way down here. So there's still some room for AVAX to move. And again, it is a chain that people are using. It's got a gaming narrative to go with it. So there you go. There's a potential little play for AVAX time now.
Awesome. That is fantastic. OC, real fast, what do you got for us, brother?
Absolutely. We got right here one of my favorite assets. If we zoom in very, very, very close, you might be seeing, no, just kidding. Come on, Luna. That is not the one. The one that I am looking at, it is,
I'm all in.
it is Quant. So this is one of my favorite assets at this moment because of what we're seeing here. Not because it's my favorite coin, but because of the pattern that we can see right here. And it is something that Alex of Crypto has been talking about over and over and over on the chart break classes. And also that we've been seeing here in the Piper Academy also over and over. So as you can see, we have a very nice, almost precise to the millimeter, to the inch right here. As for tops, right? Another important thing that we're seeing, it is not only an absorption zone and a V-shaped recovery, basically calling for a Wyckoff accumulation zone, but also a bottom that has not yet been broken. If we can hold this area, or at least not fall below 78.9, I think we could be breaking through in the near future. The dynamic reactor going for the retest, making a couple of bullish divergences, which this is what I believe it's coming in very soon. And then a breakthrough retest, and look at those movements that we could be looking at. So this is going to be a spike up that could be very, very, very profitable if it breaks to the upside and we can see that volatility. You might need to be quick. So set your alerts, set your timing. And again, this is not financial advice, but this is what I am investing at this point.
Awesome. Let's jump into this article right here real fast. Some bullish hopium for you, Alex O style right here. And then we're going to get into that giveaway. We're giving away $100 in Ondo to our members. So guys, stick around. We're almost done here. Looking at this, Bernstein analysts raised Bitcoin price target to $200,000 by the end of 2025. Not quite as bullish as OC's call, but hey, $200,000, I will take it. Let's go down and take a look at what they're saying here. They had it at $150,000. They've now raised it to that $200,000 mark by the end of 2025. The analyst also initiated coverage on MicroStrategy stock with an outperforming rate, targeting a price of $2,890. Analysts at research and brokerage firm Bernstein have raised their price target up that much, like we just talked about, by $50,000. Fidelity and Franklin Templeton reaching around $190 billion in assets under management compared to $60 billion today. That's why they believe all of these people that are getting into Bitcoin, that's why they think that $200,000 is going to hit. Let's jump over though. Guys, this is the list that we've taken. So if you are a member, if you're cum laude, you have 1 entry. If you're magna summa, you get 2, 3, right? And then also however long you are in the Discord, the Piper Academy Discord, you can get like senior, freshman, so on and so forth. Those give additional entries also. So the more you're involved and the more you're tied in with the alumni, the more chances you have to win. We do this every month, but I'm going to go ahead and ask Alex. Alex, give me a number between 1 and 5 for the shuffle on this, and I will do that. Give me a number.
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. There we go, guys. We have the list. It has been shuffled. We're going to spin this once. The winner's going to get $100 in Ondo. So here we go. Let's spin the wheel, and let's see what we get. It is spinning, spinning, spinning. Yeah, give me some beatbox. There we go. The winner is Caffeinated Crypto. Caffeinated Crypto, you just won $100 in Ondo. So hit us up in the Discord. Let me know so I can connect with you and get that wallet address from you to send that over to you. I don't know, man. I'm feeling generous. Should we do another giveaway today, Alexo?
Yeah, for sure. I'll add to it.
All right. What do we want to give away first off?
I'll give 50 USDT.
Okay, and I'll match that and do 50 USDT. So we'll do 100 USDT to the next winner. Here we go. You ready? Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's a spinning. It's Mr. Z. Mr. Z, you just won $100 in USDT. We gave away $100 in Ondo. Guys, Mr. Z, hit me up in the Discord, just like we just did, and we will get that over to you as soon as possible. So taking a look here.
Just give me the Tron USDT address, and I'll send it over.
Okay, so you're going to do the 50 directly to him, or you want me to do it all at once?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it directly to him.
Okay, so there you go. 50 from me and 50 from Alexo. If you send the address to either one of us, we will make sure the other person gets it. So let's go. Let's go. We just gave away $200 on the show. We gave away 150. Alexo donated in, but that's how we do in the family over here. So
that's it,
guys. That is the end of the show today. It is Friday. It was a great show today, and Alex, it is always a pleasure to have you on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. You guys crush it. You do so much for your community, and it's all good, man. It's awesome being on here. You guys know we always talk and we always chatting, right? But it's nice to join up and join forces, So it's always good to be here. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate you guys.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. And then I guess I'm going to be on your show next week. What day is that?
I have you for, I think, Tuesday or something. Well, I'll message you. I'll let you know because I've been crazy busy, but I'm going to get you on 100%.
Yeah, and the next week we've got T-Shroom coming over to join us here on Piper Academy one morning next week. So yeah, we're just swapping all over the place. And then I just talked to Amy Lives Crypto last night. She's got a business trip to go on, but when she gets back, she's going to be coming on the show and joining us here also again. So TradeFly, what do you got for the people on the way out? And then OC, tell them what they win if they hit that like button after TradeFly.
Hey, as always, it's great mixing it up with you guys in the chat. Alexo, my man, my brother from another mother, thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, I hope hey, I know what day it is today, so this is good. When I say happy Friday, I'm on the right day. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. So stay blessed, take care, and we will do this again Monday.
OC, what you got, bro?
Guys, thank you so much for joining. Quick reminder to click that like button, and this is go for the girls, for the crypto girls in the channel. If your male partner keeps pushing away the bad maid that is outside the shower, click that like button, and he's gonna absolutely stop doing it after you also smack them in the back of the head. So don't believe me, try those both, and I bet you that's gonna be stopping. He's gonna be stopping doing that. That is why my wife keeps getting pushed around in the bed, because she does not watch the show and hit the like button. That's it, exactly.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today on Piper Academy, everybody. We will be back here Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, and the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Till then, guys, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have, step fall back to offline.
Go drop those graduation hats in Randy Hipper's channel.
Covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.